Comic relief characters, they are super important. Dramatic movies, horror movies, everything is so down. Everyone's such a downer all the time. Everyone calm down, right? We need someone to lighten the mood. These are 5 of my favorite comic relief characters in serious films. The person who inspired this list is Stilgar from Dune Part 2. Lisan al-Gaib. He's too humble, of course he's not gonna say it. He's too humble. Perfect. He's a genius. I didn't even think having a comic relief character in this film would be possible, or even crazier that they'd pull it off so well. The best part about Stilgar as a character is, yes, he is the comic relief, but that's not all he is, and he does fit the overarching story as a whole, as a character. He's also not trying to be funny, which is important. He's being very serious, but just from our perspective, it's funny. And I think a big part of that is the editing, the directing, and just the way Javier Bardem delivers some of these lines. Such a great character, especially in a film that can get pretty dramatic, pretty like intense, kind of whoa. It's important to have a character like this. After that, I have Gimli. I know a lot of people don't like Gimli because he's kind of a goofball. And yes, he is. He's a little different from how he is in the book. He's a lot more goofy, being kind of silly, but like, he's Gimli. That's why we like him. He's a lot better than the other comic relief characters in this franchise, which are Merry and Pippin pretty much, who get serious eventually. I just like him a lot more. I like his relationship with Legolas and Aragorn. And again, he works in the story as a character. After that, you could say this one's not really comic relief because the film's a lot more of a comedy, not really a serious film. I'm gonna go with the main character, Bella Baxter from Poor Things. Bella Baxter, again, she's funny because she doesn't think she's funny, and I like those characters a lot. They're not trying to be funny. They're not trying too hard. That's how you get some cringy, unlikable characters. Everyone else in the film is pretty serious, but she's not. All of the comedy in the film comes from her, so I'm still gonna count it. Yes, it's kind of like more of a comedy, straight up film, less of like a serious dramatic film than, you know, films like Dune 2, films like The Lord of the Rings. But without her, there's no comedy in this movie whatsoever. Emma Stone is an amazing comedic actress, and I'm glad that this movie gave her a chance to show that in sync with her dramatic chops. I watched every Emma Stone performance on my other channel, every movie she's ever been in, and I ranked them and her performances, so check that out if you want. Up next, I have Dr. King Schultz from Django Unchained. Quentin Tarantino, his films always do have a level of comedy to them, and I think that in Django Unchained, a lot of it comes from him. Again, he fits all of my favorite criterias. He doesn't think he's funny, he's not trying to be funny, and he works as a character in general. He serves other purposes outside of just being funny. And yeah, you could say there are other comic relief characters, but for me, I got the most laughs out of him, and it's good to see this, especially in contrast to Christoph Waltz's other big Quentin Tarantino performance in Colonel Hans Landa, a very not funny character. He's the dramatic relief almost. My last choice is Richie. You could say a lot of kids in the Losers Club are responsible for some good comedy. I'm talking about the boy Eddie. Shout out to you, Eddie. You're a funny guy too. But Richie is the highlight. Finn Wolfhard is amazing in this film. And yes, this film does dive a lot into comedy, but at the end of the day, it is still a horror film, and Richie is so good in this film. He fits all my criterias, the same criterias, the 3 criterias I've been saying this whole entire video. I'm not gonna relist them, but if you're worried about watching it because it's too scary, right when it's getting too far, Reggie brings you back. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one, Reggie. He does exactly what a good comic relief character is. He's written really well, too. The humor is great in this. I don't think the script gets enough credit for being a legit funny film, but also Finn Wolfhard's delivery helps a ton. Those are my choices. Thanks so much for watching. I make a new video every single day. Hit subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate it. I'll talk to you later.